We'll go through all of today's Tesla stock news, and we'll start with the good news from China. We just got the production numbers from Giga Shanghai, and the inventory level is now down to just 1 day of supply, which in a way is sort of bad news, because if people want to get a vehicle now, they can't because there's just nothing in inventory over there. I think generally investors welcome that, but I do want to see these production numbers go up because we need more inventory in China. And remember how some people complained that the first week in China was super low compared to the week before that one, which was over 15,000? Well, if the inventory is low and you are producing vehicles for exporting only, naturally that is the result right here, which is expected. This just came out from Auto Trader, and what you see in red are the countries in which Tesla is the most desired vehicle out of all of the brands, including, for example, Lamborghini and even Ferrari, like in Brazil, for example. So, wow, most people would actually prefer to have a Tesla instead of a Ferrari. Every country that actually really matters, Tesla is the #1 choice, which is really interesting, including Japan too. And if you look at the states, state by state specifically, yeah, Tesla is clearly winning in the states that have the most people, although Jeep is a pretty strong second. So overall, good news for Tesla here. And this is somewhat unexpected. Tesla is going to offer 0% financing, basically, for Model 3s and Model Ys. In the UK specifically, though, the caveat here is that you have to accept delivery before the end of September, which is before the quarter ends. I think this will probably spike some interest in Tesla vehicles. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good way to drive sales. This is probably a little bit more effective than just cutting the price, maybe even, because as a person, if you're looking at this and you're looking at the rates like, oh, 0% rate. That sounds like a good deal, even if the price is actually basically the same in the end, because Tesla effectively is just doing a price cut here. It's just not as obvious to consumers. Although he tweeted again saying that this deal will only be for the Model 3 and not the Model Y. Earlier, I saw some people saying that, yeah, Tesla is having a price war with themselves, but there's some new interesting data. Porsche sold 1,600 Taycans in the US in Q2 compared to 2,500 in Q2 of last year, making this a 35% drop year over year. Now, these Taycans, I think they are good looking cars, but I guess the looks are not enough to actually sell and move these vehicles. If you have any questions for Elon Musk or any executives that will appear on the Tesla earnings call, you may go ahead and submit your questions now. You may go to my Twitter account and you'll find a link right here from Sawyer. Tesla will release Q2 earnings on July 19th, and we have a few estimates from retail analysts, and we also have the Wall Street consensus, which is at 81 cents. And if you look at Troy's chart here, it does appear that Troy has by far the best track record out of everyone who is a retail Tesla stock analyst. He has been off by 22 cents in total. If you look at these last 4 quarters, Rob Mauer also did pretty well. He beat the Wall Street consensus, and everyone else is slightly worse than the Wall Street consensus. Troy will be releasing his numbers publicly on Twitter on the 18th of July, and for Patreon supporters, he will be releasing this on Friday. This is pretty interesting. Tesla has reportedly started discussions with the Indian government for an investment proposal to set up a car factory in the country with an annual capacity of as many as 500,000 electric vehicles, the Times of India reported today. It sounds to me that Tesla wants to build the next generation vehicle over there because it is aiming to sell vehicles for about $24,000 according to that local report. That same report also says that Tesla is looking at using India as an export base to ship cars to countries in the Indo-Pacific region. Technically, it's a huge region that even includes China. We also got this today. India's finance ministry is not considering any duty waivers for Tesla. Revenue Secretary Sanjay told Reuters on Thursday, meaning that Tesla will not be exempt from any import taxes if Tesla wants to, let's say, import vehicles from anywhere else outside of India into India. I had one of my friends complain that if you play music in your Tesla, you cannot stream the highest quality files inside your vehicle. And AirPlay, Apple AirPlay, maybe is going to fix that. It appears that Tesla is going to start implementing AirPlay to allow higher quality streaming of audio and potentially video content to your vehicle. For a moment I thought this was not real, but actually I looked into this and it appears to be real. Tesla will start selling its Cybertruck inspired electric quad bike for kids in China tomorrow, starting at about $1,670 according to Bloomberg. This looks pretty cool, and the reason why it actually appears to be real is that it is literally for kids between 8 to 12 years old. If you weigh more than 50 kilograms or 110 pounds, you definitely cannot ride this. So it's just a little quad bike, not an actual real quad bike. Its top speed is only 8 kilometers an hour. There's a rumor going around that South Korea will receive rear-wheel drive Model Ys from China. In the US, Tesla has almost 70% EV market share, while the second place, GM, has about 6.5%. From Drive Tesla Canada, Tesla delivery delays in Canada set to end as BC port strike is over, which could have caused some serious delays in terms of delivering Tesla vehicles to Canadians. And this strike has been going on for over a week, but now, seemingly, it will end, which is good news. One thing that I complained a lot about before is the windshield wiper controls on Teslas, because you either have the auto mode or you go through the screen to turn it on, and it's not exactly great, but there's a new update now. Tesla adds full windshield wiper controls to the steering wheel in software update. I'm not entirely sure exactly how it will work because every button, which is 2 of them on the steering wheel, has its place and function already. So if you take one of these away, I'm not sure exactly how am I going to change to the next song or increase the volume or adjust my autopilot speed. I'll need to see exactly how they are going to do this, but overall sounds like a welcome update. Although I do have to say that over time the windshield wipers have been getting a whole lot better, and now they have gotten to a point where if it rains, it's not really that big of a problem. It used to be a huge problem for me, but now sometimes it's just a little bit annoying, but it's no longer a big deal as it used to be maybe, let's say, a year and a half ago. And this is actually pretty promising. This is from notateslaapp.com. The Auto Wipers V4 is set to overhaul Tesla's current wiper system by integrating video from all of Tesla's onboard cameras into a single 360-degree view. So instead of using just one camera, I guess, to determine is it raining or is it not, you will be using basically all of the cameras to determine exactly what is the weather right now. And we have more good news for Tesla here. S&P Global Mobility says that the semiconductor shortage is mostly over for the auto industry, so no company will now be able to hide behind, we have a shortage of semiconductors. believe us, we have more good news for us Tesla stock investors with Threads launched by Facebook. It was for a moment maybe a little bit interesting. What would happen to Twitter if somehow this Twitter competitor started taking the market share away from Twitter? Would Elon Musk perhaps start spending more time on Twitter and less time on Tesla? Well, we have good news here. Threads daily actives are falling across Android and iOS. Given the current churn curve and onboarding rate, the app likely stabilizes at just 30 million daily actives, which would be about 7% of Twitter. And this is really going to push Twitter forward. Twitter is now starting ad revenue sharing, and it's actually happening now. People are getting paid. So this is just from Twitter ads. You just tweet and then people see ads in the reply section and you get paid from these ads. Sawyer is making about $1,200 per month, which is not really a lot because his account is pretty big, but you have to understand that the Twitter ad platform is still not very good and it will certainly improve. So as you're able to target potential consumers a little bit better, of course, you will be able to pay more for the ads, which will lead to more revenue for creators. And also, you only get paid for the ads that are shown to Twitter Blue subscribers. So as more people sign up for Twitter Blue, your revenue will also increase. And we have also seen people making actually a substantial amount of money, $37,000 in that same period that Sawyer was paid for as well. That's, I think, starting since February, so it's not in 1 month, but still, that's pretty good. Alexander, for example, made $1,800, so while it's not a lot, it is now certainly creating a rather strong incentive to post more on Twitter. So before you're posting a few times a day, now maybe you're posting twice as much because, with every tweet, you're actually making some money too. So it's no longer wasted time, this is productive time. And YouTube wants you to watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching this Elon Musk interview, watch this one first. My name is Matt Porsche. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.